that I want to talk through. And if you can bear with me, I know that this to some degree, it's somewhat dry and, we're not talking about concrete things. We're talking about process and abstract things, but try to hang with me here. So ways to obtain a quote. One way might be, let's call it A, providing information to each insurance company directly and getting an exact quote. Okay? That's A. And if you were going to talk to multiple insurance companies, you'd have to, fill in the information, provide them with all that information for multiple companies. And as Erica testified to, if you're a la carting several different coverages, and then you've got several different companies that you're comparing, that's a whole lot of data entry that you're going to be doing. However, you're going to get an exact quote from that company. Mm-hmm. The next option B, is providing detailed information to an agent or comparison site and getting multiple exact quotes. Okay. Then option C is, what if Amazon auto-populated a bunch of these fields and was able to give you, including like your legal structure, products you sell, number of employees, that kind of thing, and kind of give you a quote. What do you think of those three options? So company directly, agency comparison site, or Amazon kind of auto-populating this and giving you a quote that way? What do you think?
Can I ask a quick question on
Sure.
the last one where Amazon's populating? Is Amazon getting a cut of for them doing that for you for that insurance?
Is Amazon, I'm sorry, getting like
so would Amazon be getting paid because they did that?
Oh, like a referral fee kind of thing,
yeah,
or something? Yeah. I do not think so. Great question. I don't think so. And so, any other questions? No. Okay. So, Erica, what do you think of these three options? What's the route that you prefer?
I would go with B.
Okay.
I would like to see a variety of different companies, and I want to make sure I'm comparing apples to apples and instead of apples to oranges. And I also want to get a good deal. So, and I think sometimes too, like when you compare insurance companies, there's things that you don't know, and each different insurance provider can cover different things. So I think by comparing that, you also have a greater knowledge when you make your decision.
Okay. So what I'm envisioning, Erica, is that you want to kind of see that grid that you often see with like, list of criteria on the y-axis, and then across the x is the various things like Amazon does with products that are similar to and it sort of gives those all the feature sets that it has, and it's kind of ticks off these. Is that kind of what you're talking about? That's kind of the gold standard for compare. I'm seeing your head nodding. Okay.
Yes. Yes. And then I would talk with each and every agent and then go through the fine print like a lawyer and make sure I got everything down.
Yes. Okay. Great. So anyone want to, who else here, raise your hand, is on option B, sounds like the best option. Okay. So we're all in agreement on that. What I want to do is, in the interest of time, I just want to ask, does anyone have anything that they want to build on or offer a different point of view from what Erica's already said? We on the same page? We're all on the same page with what Erica said. Okay. All right, great. So we're going to just move on to the next question, which is, when it comes to this shopping process and the purchasing process, what do you want to do that's different? We've just described this comparison site model, this comparison agency site. This existed now for quite a while. So is there any sort of special way we can make it even better? Erica threw out some ideas with, very detailed, comprehensive comparison. It sounds like the more detailed, the better. Is there anything else that we can do to really make this comparison site absolutely fantastic?
I would say from a marketing perspective, adding testimonials or creating some sort of FOMO, and also showing that, okay, like these are the problems that you could have. And again, like we went back to that question in the beginning, right? So when I was looking at insurance, I want to know all the problems that I could have so I can make that decision effectively. And here's another example too. Like if you go on car, let's say I'm looking for car insurance, they don't tell you in those comparison charts, that by having this liability, like this is what you're up against, or things like that. Like people you don't think of everything sometimes. So having that problem solution, like, hey, if you have this part of the insurance, this is good. Or, just like little like tips and tricks kind of thing.
Here's what you're going to be covered for, and here's the loophole situation where you're actually not going to be covered. Is that kind of what you want to have very clearly laid out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of like I don't know if this aligns with what you were saying, but kind of like, when you take those personality tests and it's like, are you like this? Well, and it pertains to your business. Like, have you had this situation? And then you get the people who could actually help you with that situation versus being like, yeah, we can totally help you with that. But then when you call them, it's like, no, we don't cover that junk,
Yeah.
I like that idea. I like the where she was talking about like the situations, like this is the situations. I think that's a really good idea.
Erica first said testimonials, and then she's saying, and not only are the testimonials going to talk about, undoubtedly, what do they always talk about? They talk about scenarios. They talk about actual things that happened. And it's kind of like, not only are the customers talking about ways that it actually works, but then from the company itself, you have kind of testimonials or scenarios, hypotheticals, where it sort of talks about if these situations, if this is happening, this is what's going to happen in terms of coverage or not.
Kind of like the farmers commercials where it's like, they have like those different trophies of different situations that you're like, I can't believe that actually happened. And they're like, yeah, we cover that kind of thing.
Okay.
But, what was I going to add? Shoot. I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry.
No, that's awesome. No, I think this is really good.
Oh, I remember. It was about the testimonials. So, I mean, testimonials in terms of like coming from my marketing world, 100%. My only thing is I know that there's like a whole level of what is the word? Not like NDA, but privacy. But I would really like it if they did have companies who were actual clients, and that way you could, not like white papers, but that way you could actually see that they're legit versus, because I mean, testimonials do take a long way. I mean, whenever I buy anything on Amazon, I read through that stuff, but
yes,
I want to make sure that they're real, so I want them to share their actual like experience, versus being like, yeah, so-and-so from here, this is a great company. Like, I don't care. Like, I want to know what they actually helped you do.
Yes.
And I want to be able to look you up.
So Amazon's obviously tried to address this credibility